Hello and welcome back to Inversion Addicts. Today we're going to be continuing our History and Future series by taking a look at the Big Dipper over at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So let's get into it. The Big Dipper originally opened in 1923 and was first created by William Strickler. The layout was originally designed by John A. Miller and was quite different to the layout we know and love today. The Big Dipper was primarily built on the sand, and by looking at the pictures featured, you can see where Blackpool Pleasure Beach got its name originally. The coaster was extended and improved in 1936 by the American engineer Charles Page, whose work on the Big Dipper, along with Nick Streak, is all that survives from 13 wooden coasters that he's known to have built at the park. Some of the improvements carried out under Charles Page include the iconic arches over the south entrance of the park that you see to this day, some additional drops and some bank turns. The legendary architect Joseph Emberton was also drafted in to design the ride station after the completion of his exemplary work at the casino building you can see at the entrance to the park to this day. Large parts of the ride, including the lift hill, had to be rebuilt in 1975 after a fire damaged a large part of the ride. Luckily, the Pleasure Beach managed to get the ride reopened for the following season. The ride then stood uneventfully thrilling guests for around 35 years before an unfortunate incident would succumb the Big Dipper. It was on the 11th of August 2009 when two trains carrying a total of 32 guests unfortunately collided. 21 riders required hospital treatment for injuries ranging from whiplash, broken noses, cuts and bruises. Following the accident, the ride then reopened on the 13th of February 2010, which included a freshen up of the station, a full refurbishment of the track, along with the classic fountain that we see in the station to this day. At this point, the trains were also repaired and repainted with a throwback design from the 1990s. The ride now stands at a height of 65 feet with a drop of 50 feet and has a track length of 3,300 feet. The Big Dipper hits a top speed of 40 miles per hour with a ride duration of 2 minutes 30 seconds. The Big Dipper was also used to complete a Guinness World Record in 1998 by Richard Rodriguez, where he rode the coaster for over 1,000 hours consecutively. So as you can see, the Big Dipper has stood in one way or another, thrilling riders for almost 100 years. And seeing as the Pleasure Beach is hitting its 125th year in operation, I feel like it's only right to discuss the future of this absolute classic. Now, it's a very rare occasion where you won't hear me suggesting an RMC at the Pleasure Beach. But the Big Dipper, for me, is a massive exception. I just couldn't imagine this ride any other way than it is today, and I'd personally love to see a full retrack, preferably by GCI. Now, if you haven't already, check out our History and Future of the Grand National video that's on the page now, where we suggest a full GCI Titan retrack. Now, this could be a fantastic option for the Big Dipper, although I do feel a normal GCI retrack would suit the coaster better. I'd also love to see GCI add some Millennium Flyer trains to the coaster. For anybody who's ridden Wickerman, I'm sure you'll agree, the trains on the coaster are absolutely fantastic. Now, if you couple the new Millennium Flyer trains with a full GCI retrack, I can't help but think that the Big Dipper would be a massive player in the Pleasure Beach's lineup of coasters. Although the ride's a classic, for me it's got a fantastic layout, and I feel like if it was a little bit of a smoother ride with some new updated technology, it could be a fantastic coaster to ride at the Pleasure Beach. Now, I am aware that this is an absolute staple part of the Pleasure Beach, and like I said, it's been a part of the park pretty much since opening day. So for these reasons, I'd hate to see any fundamental changes to the ride, but I'm sure you'll all agree, with some modern twists and a little help from GCI, the Big Dipper could easily be returned to its former glory. So that being said, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Where do you stand on the Big Dipper? Is it still one of your go-to rides at the Pleasure Beach? Or are you like me, you feel like a little bit of TLC could bring the ride back to its former glory? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. My name's Lee from Inversion Addicts, and until next time, take care.